What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Errol Spence, Terence Crawford. Get this. Legendary trainer says Errol Spence will deal with Terence Crawford easily. And the legendary trainer is named Abel Sanchez. Abel Sanchez is out of Big Bear, California, and Sanchez has guided the Kazakh wrecking ball Gennady Golovkin through much of his fearsome reign at middleweight and was in his corner for the first two fights with Saul Canelo Alvarez. The Mexican-American has also worked with former cruiserweight champion Marat Gusiev, as well as welcoming heavyweight contender Joe Joyce to his mountain-based camp for a period. And he explained to Fight Hub why he thinks the Texan Spence will take on points win over Nebraskan Crawford when the two meet in their undisputed welterweight clash in Las Vegas on the 29th. And this is what he said. He said he won't stop Crawford, but I think he will control him from the outside. Spence's jab will be significant in whether Bud goes with a right or left hand. Spence will deal with that easily. It's a smaller guy against a bigger guy who is younger and a little more spirited, and that's why Spence wins. Bud is sometimes a little too passive in some of his fights, and Spence will take advantage of that. Those are the words of Abel Sanchez, and let me counterpunch. Size, 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 and more size. We hear about size all the time when we talk about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Understand, Terence Crawford's no Mikey Garcia. And how he did that to Mikey was just way too small. That's not Terence Crawford. These guys look at each other eye to eye. This ain't like David and Goliath. This is not that type of fight. This isn't an Oscar De La Hoya and a Manny Pacquiao. This is Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Terence Crawford 5'8", Errol Spence 5'9", 1 inch, if you call it that. Because I think Terence Crawford is probably 5'8.5", because Floyd Mayweather is 5'8", and Terence Crawford is taller than him. So he's probably 5'8" in some 5'8" in something, right? And with Errol Spence using his jab, I don't think that he wants to play the boxing game with Terence Crawford. I think that would be the wrong move for Errol Spence. See, Errol Spence would, either way, to me, he loses. Because if he comes and takes the fight to Terence Crawford and just says, hey, I'm going to run you over, I'm the bigger man, I'm going to beat you up, I'm going to take you out. If he has that type of mindset, mind you, Terence Crawford's only going to use that for his advantage. Adjust, get the counters in, hurt Errol Spence, and take Errol Spence down or out. Now, this fight could be Terence Crawford / Postal fight, where he just, embarrasses Postal as far as like dropping him. He didn't stop him. And Postal was the guy that stopped Lucas Matisse. You remember him? Nobody really remembers those type of things. People have a short memory when it comes to credible opponents. La Máquina, the machine. Lucas Matisse was one hard-hitting mother sucker from Argentina before Manny Pacquiao ultimately retired him again in 2017. But the first to do it was Postal, okay? And Postal showed him, and he made him quit, actually. And Terence took him out with ease. But that was the guy then. Everybody had their reign, everyone. But then Terence came there and conquered. Now, I don't think, and I think Errol Spence is a good boxer, but he's not a great one. I think he's more of a fighter than he is a boxer. Now, can he box? Yes, he has the ability, but that's not his bread and butter. His bread is butter to going in, southpaw, working the body, chopping you down, beating you up, and taking you out, if he can. Because he didn't do it to Sean Porter. He did it to Kell Brook and a lot of others. He didn't do it to Danny Garcia. See, once he started fighting better opponents, those knockouts didn't come. Danny Garcia is not a Ocampo, okay? And, and it showed with the opposition. But, according to Abel Sanchez, he doesn't think he's going to get the knockout. So at least he gave Terence Crawford somewhat of respect and knowing, like, credit for, hey, this is a tough kid. Terence Crawford, yeah, he got wobbled by Gamboa, right? But, you know, he took Gamboa out too, didn't he? He made Gamboa pay, but that's what happens when you piss off Bud. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Abel Sanchez saying that Spence will deal with Terence Crawford easily. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch.